Ah, yeah. Well, looky here, ah, what do we have? Another.
Hey guys, so long time no see, and I can explain. So this is going to be once again another update video because I have done way too many update videos and it's really inexcusable at this point. But this time I do have a reason, and that's why this is called Storytime 9 Weeks in Hell. Um, because I edited and uploaded my college move-in vlog, had it set to upload, and then a huge slew of things happened within 9 weeks. I couldn't film, I was not in a good place to film, and that's why I'm here today to talk about what happened, and I do have approval from everyone as far as I know to talk about what happened in this story. So that is that, and we're just going to get right into it. So, 9 to 10 weeks ago, I went to Walmart on September 19th, which was a Saturday, and I was going with my friend Nolan. I remember I bought stuff to make a French bread pizza. I brought it all back to my dorm, and I was doing homework. I was studying. My roommate at the time, her name is Danielle. She's one of my best friends. You've seen her in vlogs and such. She was taking a nap, and I had music playing in my headphones, and I remember hearing the fire doors to our suite shut because I live in this suite style dorm, and I was like, wow, what's that? And I pulled my headphones out, and the fire alarm started blaring. I was like, oh, we're having our first fire drill for the semester. Like, I was like, Danielle, we gotta get up, we gotta go, come on, we gotta get up, we gotta get moving. And she just was out of it. And I ran down and outside. I was like, we're gonna be back in a bit. Like, I remember to put shoes on, I had my keys, I had my phone, like, I was all ready to go. And then we sat in the gym for like 4 hours, and they're like, hey, there's been a chemical leak. If you have any symptoms, then you need to go see the EMTs. So I went over because I had a really scratchy throat, and after a while we went back in the gym. We were just chilling, and right when they were delivering the pizza, because it was now like 9 o'clock at night, still not in our dorms, they told us, they're like, hey, if you were one of the 27 people checked out by the EMTs, you need to go out into this corridor. So we went out into the corridor by the gym, and they're like, okay, here's a black garbage bag, here's a hazmat suit. Put the hazmat suit on and put all your clothes in the bag, like underwear, everything. I just started bawling. So they put tags on our wrists. I actually have it hanging up on my board, and they put us in these plasticky hazmat suits. And at the time, it wasn't funny, but it's funny now because my butt and my toes were sweating, and it was just really weird. So we got driven to the hospital, and we were all getting tested for chemical exposure, and we were there until 2:30 in the morning, and it was just this big group of people. We all became friends. It was great. And we got back at 3 o'clock, 3:30, and we were sleeping in the gym on cots. We woke up the next morning, and they're like, hey, you're not getting back in your dorm. And we had taken the hazmat suits off. By then, they gave us scrubs. We still didn't have our clothes because public safety had seized our clothes to test for chemical exposure. And meanwhile, I wasn't really talking to Isaiah much at the time because my phone was dead. We didn't have phone chargers. And I don't know, I found it really irritating to talk to him because he really didn't understand what was going on. And my friend Nolan was at home, and I remember I just really wanted him to come back because I really missed him. I was really close with him, but he was where he lives in Massachusetts, and so they're like, you're gonna get put somewhere in temporary housing. So they put me and another girl in a room in the dormitory style dorm, traditional dorm style, not suite style, which was across campus. And we were given clothes and stuff. They went to Walmart. I had sweatpants. I remember Nolan came back, and I attacked him and hugged him. I was like, oh my goodness, you're back! I was so excited. And we were in that dorm for one night, and then the next day they let B tower back in, because there's an A tower and a B tower, and B tower wasn't exposed in any way, so they let B tower back in, but they had found ammonia on A tower, 5th floor, and in the 3rd floor elevator lobby, and I live on the 3rd floor, so I was like, why is it in our elevator lobby? Like, I don't understand. So I was in Hoosick for another night, or, well, the traditional dorm, and I was just like, when does this end? Like, it was so stressful. We finally got back in on Tuesday. We were evacuated on Saturday. I was so excited. And I thought, like, that's when my hell was over, and then I realized that was only when it began, because me and Isaiah started having more problems. Nolan wasn't doing well. And me and Nolan were something else. I became friends with him during first days here at school, and I'm actually not gonna upload my move-in vlog, because everything in it is irrelevant now, and it's too much for me, and I'm sorry. I have clips and everything, but it's past the point of what I can share. I don't want to share it at this point. Maybe I'll put it as unlisted, but just not right now. But everything got like really rough. Like, I went home that weekend and it wasn't for me. I knew I had to come back here. I just didn't want to go back to Vermont. And Nolan started having more and more panic attacks. And it got to the point where, like the Sunday, like a week after we got evacuated from VT, just something happened and he had a panic attack. And I had to ride in the ambulance with him to the hospital before he was taken somewhere to be evaluated. And that was really hard. You never want to see your best friend strapped to a stretcher. And we were really close. And then a few days later, he withdrew from the school, which was heartbreaking, because he was one of the only friends I had. And that was just hard, because everyone had made their friend groups already, so I was really lonely. And the day he withdrew, I started having like really bad stomach pains, and the next morning I went to health services because I thought it was just anxiety, but then they told me it was food poisoning. But by Friday I was still like really sick, so I was like, oh, maybe I should like go get checked out, I don't know. But I felt okay on Friday, but when I woke up on Saturday I started vomiting. I was so sick, and I went to the hospital. I had viral gastroenteritis. I had like the stomach flu, but I had the version that you can't just like get rid of with antibiotics. You have to let it go through your system, and it can last more than 2 weeks, which really stinks. So in the middle of having that, I ended up breaking up with Isaiah. It was just bound to happen. I realize now, like, just because like I broke up with him doesn't mean that it didn't hurt. Like, you guys can shame me however you want for breaking up with him because you think we had good chemistry or whatever, but the long distance only works when you're with the right person, and it wasn't working with him. I just found myself not wanting to even like talk to him. I just wanted to be immersed here. And what I realized was all this time I guess I just kind of wanted to be with Nolan. I don't know why. And it's very complicated to try to explain my feelings, but it's just, there's something different. And Nolan actually lives 4 hours away from school, and I live 2.5 hours away from school, like when I'm in Vermont. And I found it easier to be with Nolan than to be with Isaiah. And I really just think it's a chemistry thing. Like, Isaiah's not a bad person. He is a wonderful guy, and I think he's going to make some girl very, very happy in the near future, but I just wasn't that girl. I don't know how to explain it any better than that, but anyway, Nolan withdrew from the school. I got sick. I ended up visiting Nolan for his birthday, and we decided a few days later we wanted to be together. But then Nolan started having some problems, just not having access to the right needs, and then I visited him on Halloween, and I got really sick again. I was unconscious, like I was sliding in and out of consciousness. I was throwing up. I was like slurring words. I couldn't like stand up. Like it was really weird. So I ended up going to the hospital. While I was visiting him, I got picked up by an ambulance, and he saw his best friend strapped to a stretcher. It was honestly kind of embarrassing because all of his neighbors were like looking at me and were just like, "Hey, like, what you doing?" I was like, "Leave me alone." And no one ended up breaking up with me, but what we figured out was the Nolan who broke up with me, as we call it, was not the Nolan I know. He has his own issues that he needed to work out, and that was fine. He ended up going back to a different hospital where he stayed for a little bit, to get himself together and to work out his problems, and I'm really proud of him for that, for figuring out what he wanted and needed. So, we are now back together as a couple for the long haul. We've talked everything out. We spent Thanksgiving together. One of the most amazing weeks/weekend of my life. We saw Mariana's Trench in concert. They are amazing. If you don't know who they are, just look up Mariana's Trench and you will be blessed. Their new album came out in October and they are wonderful. As for school, my grades are really good. All A's and B's. I have some friends. I'm in dance company. I do like an online magazine kind of thing called Her Campus. What else do I do? I'm a part of the QSU, which is the Queer Student Union. I'm technically only like an ally, but that's okay. And Danielle ended up moving out, and she moved up a few floors, and they never reassigned anyone to my double room. So I basically have a premium single. I just don't have a roommate on the other side of the room, which is nice, but they're either going to give me a roommate, keep my room the way it is, or they're going to move me to someone, like they're going to consolidate rooms and either have someone like move in or I'm going to move, and I don't want to move because I like my suite. And I've been through enough drama this semester. But everything I just told you happened within 9 weeks. It was a lot. This semester has been rough, but I'm going to make it up to you guys. I'm going to do Vlogmas this year, which is going to be interesting because this week is show week for dance company. So that's going to be interesting. I'm really nervous. But yeah, Vlogmas starts tomorrow. So everybody get excited because it's going to be lit with 5 eyes. It's going to be lit. And that is the end of this story time. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see my Vlogmas, it's going to be on this channel. I don't have a separate vlogging channel. Hit the subscribe button down below so you can keep an eye on it. I'm going to link Nolan's channel in the description box. He's Leon Games. I've gamed with him before, and we actually have a series on his channel called Gaming with My Girlfriend, which is really exciting. I don't think the first episode's been uploaded yet, but will be soon. Comment on this video what you're most excited for the holiday season, because I'm very excited. And yeah, that's it. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Pretty thing ready for me to grab, but little does she know that I'm a wolf and she's clubbing, 'cause at the end of the night it is